Have you ever wondered what would happen if bees disappeared? It might sound like something out of a science fiction movie, but it's a real question that scientists and farmers are asking more and more these days. I know, most people just think of them as tiny buzzers that make honey, or maybe as something to avoid at a picnic. But there's so much more to bees than meets the eye. Bees are so much more than that. They're the quiet heroes of our natural world, working tirelessly behind the scenes. Honestly, our lives depend on them more than we realize, and their impact stretches far beyond just making honey. Let's start with pollination. Bees are nature's best pollinators, and they play a role that no machine or human could ever fully replace. When I see a bee hopping from flower to flower, it's not just collecting nectar for honey. It's moving pollen from one blossom to another, and that's what helps plants produce fruits, nuts, and seeds. This process is essential for the growth of so many of the foods we love. In fact, about 1 out of every 3 bites of food I eat is thanks to bees. That's right. If you look at your plate, a third of what's there probably needed a bee's help to grow. Apples, strawberries, almonds, even my favorite avocados, they all need bees to grow. Without bees, grocery stores would look a lot emptier, and our diets would be much less colorful and nutritious. But it goes deeper. Bees don't just keep my fruit bowl full. Their work supports entire landscapes and ecosystems. They help wildflowers bloom and forests flourish. When bees pollinate wild plants, they help create habitats for other creatures, keeping nature in balance. By pollinating different plants, they're supporting whole ecosystems, giving shelter and food to countless other animals, from birds to butterflies. In fact, many animals rely on the seeds and fruits that only exist because bees made pollination possible. Without bees, entire food webs would start to unravel. Plants would struggle to reproduce, animals would lose their food sources, and the natural world would become a much quieter, emptier place. And let's not forget honey. Bee colonies work together in perfect harmony, making honey as food for their hive. Their teamwork is truly inspiring. Each bee has a job, and together they create something amazing. This golden liquid has been prized for centuries, not just because it's sweet, but because it's packed with nutrients and even healing properties. People have used honey for medicine, skincare, and even as a natural preservative. Every time I taste honey, I'm reminded of how amazing these little insects are. It's like tasting a drop of sunshine made possible by thousands of tiny wings. But here's the thing, bees are in trouble. Pesticides, habitat loss, and climate change are making it harder for them to survive. Their homes are being destroyed, and their food sources are disappearing. Every year, millions of bees disappear, and that puts everything I've talked about at risk. If we lose bees, we risk losing so much more than just honey. We risk losing the balance of nature itself. So, what can I do to help? It can be as simple as planting bee-friendly flowers in my yard or on my balcony, creating a safe haven for bees to visit. Avoiding harsh chemicals in my garden or supporting local beekeepers by buying their honey are also great ways to make a difference. Even choosing organic produce helps reduce the use of harmful pesticides. Even small changes in my backyard can make a massive difference for these tiny creatures. Imagine if everyone did just one thing to help bees. Together, we could create a world where bees thrive. Next time you see a bee buzzing by, remember, it's not just another insect, it's a lifeline to nature and to me. Bees connect us to the earth and to each other, reminding us that even the smallest creatures can have the biggest impact. Bees are at the heart of the cycle of life, quietly working every day to keep our world blooming and our plates full. Their story is one of teamwork, resilience, and hope. Let's do our part to protect the secret life of bees, because without them, life just wouldn't be the same. Every flower, every fruit, and every beautiful landscape owes something to the humble bee. Let's make sure they're here for generations to come.